Hello and welcome to Witcher 3 Game of the Year version. I'm Ads and I'm going to be your host for playing this game. I've been looking forward to playing this for a while, but I've been involved in other games such as Elite and Fallout 4, so it's on sale at the moment. I managed to pick it up for about 14 quid. So yeah, I'm going to be showing you what I'm going to be doing over the course of the next God knows how many episodes, because it is a huge game. And the first part is like 20 minutes of cutscenes. So if you've seen the cutscenes, you might want to skip to about the 20th minute. So without further ado, let's start Witcher 3.
You know I don't find that amusing.
It wasn't meant to amuse, but to prod you to hurry. It's midday already. You promised Ciri you'd train with her. Go before Vesemir bores her to death with those etchings.
So, later then.
See you later.
So now we have control. This is the beginning of the tutorial. And the first thing we need to do is use our Witcher senses to locate the key to the door over there on the left. And so we can leave this area and leave the lovely Yennefer behind.
You're running out of juice.
I know. You might bring me some more once you're done training.
Let's go and have a chat with Yennefer, shall we?
See, I thought Ciri could stand to wait a little longer.
It's uninstructive, not to mention unreasonable.
I don't want to be reasonable.
Aha, so that's the way the wind blows. Go and train with her, then come back. It'll give me a chance to put my face on.
Of all the women I've known, you're the only one who does that before.
You've known many.
What's it matter? Only ever thought of you.
Damn, he's smooth. Okay, let's use our Witcher senses and find this key. I think it's just over there. You can see the sparkles coming out of it. But first of all, let's take a look outside.
Shit. Mountain Pass is beautiful as ever.
And I believe we can go everywhere where we can see. So that is going to be fantastic. Right, let's grab this key. Just on the book there. Now it's time to go downstairs.
Old Witcher's fast asleep. Ciri's disappeared somewhere, of course. Guess she prefers practice to theory.
What?
Time to wake up, Master. These lessons so boring they put you to sleep too.
Damn it. After taking notes on ghouls and owl-ghouls, wanted to rest my eyes a bit.
Making her slog through that brick? No wonder she took off.
John of Bruges lacks flair, true, but he's reliable. Not like the hogwash they print nowadays. She's tackling the pendulums, right? How many times do I have to tell her? Don't train alone. It only embeds your errors. Bring our young damsel to the lower courtyard. She wants to practice, she'll get to practice.
Don't get mad at her.
Why the hell not? The whippersnapper refuses to do as she's told.
You like that about her?
Fine. I suppose I'm partly to blame. But this has to end. Now. Killing monsters is not something to be taken lightly. Ciri must understand that, if she's to become one of us. I'll see you below.
Wrong. Now I see why you were so eager to practice. Strike! You're not in a circus. Pirouette. Wrong. Footwork. Enough. Get down.
With a flip?
What do you think? All right. Take off the blindfold. You've got work to do. Your reflexes are still slow.
Maybe for a witcher.
Think drowners or striggers will go easy on you because you haven't undergone the mutations? Though in your shoes, I'd fear Vesemir more than any strigger. Disobeying his instructions? Unwise.
Well, yes, but that book was horribly dull.
I know. And you know that's no excuse.
I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
Better not. Vesemir said if it does, he'll make you eat a bowl of slugs covered in salt.
You!
Exactly. So you'd best behave. Come on. We'll practice with the others down below.
Shall we run the walls?
Not this time. Believe me, you don't want to keep Vesemir waiting.
Anything to say for yourself, young lady?
I'm very sorry, Uncle Vesemir.
Young blood craves action, I understand that. But when you fight a beast, knowledge counts as much as your silver sword. At the very least, you ought to be able to tell a ghoul from an owl ghoul.
By markings, like unto the Panthera tigris that in Zerrikania dwells, and by the sickly paleness of its visage.
So you did read the chapter. Still, you should have asked if...
But you were asleep, Uncle Vesemir.
So you did the reading. Why not admit it right off?
Never pounce on an advantage as soon as it appears. Wait till it stands to have maximum effect. Uncle Vesemir's words.
Well, you're a quick study. Quick, but mischievous. Fine, we've talked enough. Geralt, you're with me, Lambert with Eskel, Ciri with the dummy.
Again?
Stop groaning and grab a sword. What do you think? Should we start by reviewing the fundamentals or go right to free training?
We're going to skip the combat tutorial. It's probably going to be my undoing,
Let's
though.
skip straight to free training. No point going over the basics again.
Whoa! You really showed him, kid.
Ciri, get down here.
A little she-devil. Soon as she's back, we'll set her to polishing all the swords at Kaer Morhen.
Find that helmet? Ciri? I'll make sure to find every last blade for you.
You all right?
Had a nightmare.
About?
Take forever to explain.
Dawn's some way off. We've got time.
Started in the guest room at Kaer Morhen. I was relaxing in a tub, and next to me,
Triss?
Yennefer. Funny, isn't it? She's never been there. Seemed so real in my dream, though.
Was she nagging you about something? True to life, indeed. We'll find her.
In the dream, I went and found Ciri. Then we trained.
Those were the days. Little she-devil. I've trained kids who were faster, stronger, but none had her character. Didn't end well, did it? Your dream?
No. The Wild Hunt appeared, attacked Ciri. I couldn't move, stood there like a stump.
It was just a dream.
That's the problem. It was more. In the past, when Ciri'd appear in my dreams, something was wrong. She was in danger.
We taught her how to defend herself from anything, wraiths included.
Be dawning soon. Time to go.
Wait. Show me the letter from Yennefer. Might have overlooked some hint in there.
Didn't overlook anything. We were meant to meet in Willoughby. That's what she wrote. Meanwhile, one army or another burned the village to the ground. All we can do is follow her trail, so...
Stop talking for a minute and give me the letter. How about that? It does smell of lilac and gooseberries.
You were gonna read it, not sniff it.
We must meet. Soon. Willoughby near Vizima. Nothing else to guide us there. What's this postscript? I still have the unicorn?
Stuffed unicorn. Used it once or twice. In certain situations.
The things young folk get up to these days.
Back on topic. How's it look? How far behind Yennefer are we?
2 or 3 days. Trail's fresh, but it looks like it leads towards the main road. Could be muddled there.
So it appears that Geralt and Vesemir are following in the footsteps of Yennefer. That must have been her at the beginning in that battle with the crow. Ciri doesn't look like she's around here. It appears that they haven't seen her for a very long time, and we've just seen Geralt having what appears to be a cross between a wet dream and a nightmare with Yennefer in the beginning and the Wild Hunt right at the end where they've caught Ciri. Geralt thinks that that's got something to do with Ciri being in danger, but of course they haven't seen her for a while, so they don't know.
Wait, hear that?
I hear it. I smell it. Ghouls.
Okay, so it's a good job that we woke up when we did. Otherwise, this would be a bit more of a surprise attack. Being the first battle of the day, and we haven't even had breakfast yet. I'm a bit rusty using the sword and my special abilities. Maybe I should have done that training after all. We do kill all the ghouls. However, my health is very low, so hopefully we can get some food inside us or a health potion or something.
Of course. When armies pass, necrophages follow. Let's go before any more show up.
Before I do go, there's a bit of looting I need to do, and I need to read this sign on this tree. So the notice reads, "Beware! Bandits calling themselves Temera's soldiers are hiding in the nearby woods. They have been declared outlaws and a threat to the Emperor's subjects. Assisting or sheltering them in any way will be summarily punished to the fullest extent permitted by the Imperial law. On behalf of the Emperor of Nilgard, Captain Peter Sir Gwynleve. After looting the ghoul corpses for venom extract and other ingredients, I jump on my trusty steed called Roach and joined Vesemir.
Ever tell you about this sorcerer I knew? Couldn't stop talking about how useful they are as creatures.
Because you can brew potions from their blood?
No, because by eating rotting corpses, they prevent epidemics.
Did he know they eat the living as well?
No, really upset him too. His theory collapsed.
War's not exactly going our way.
We have a side.
The Northern Realms.
Radovid's realms, don't you mean? Temeria and Edirn are no more.
Radovid's pledged to restore the old borders, as soon as he wins the war.
Believe that?
Gotta believe something. That's what keeps us going.
So there's a war happening at the moment, and it appears that we're on the Vadovid realms side. Let's just hope that when we do meet up with armies that we know who's who and we don't get ourselves into too much trouble.
Whoa.
We going? Help me! Help!
Has it gone?
Yeah. Come out.
Gods, that was close. I was sure I'd end up like my mare.
Provided you got lucky.
Your horse died quickly, but griffins like to toy with their prey. Eat it, alive, piece by piece.
Oh. You'd like a reward, I suppose.
I don't think he owes us anything.
You don't owe us anything. You were in need. We helped.
And they call witches heartless. Say they won't lift a finger without pay.
They also say mice are born of rotting straw. Back to the trail.
Like I said, leads to the main road and ends there, muddled.
You seek someone?
Yes, a woman. Medium height, long black hair. Seen anyone like that?
No. But there's an inn here in White Orchard. Sole one around. Gets its share of travelers. Perhaps you'll learn something there? Besides, the innkeep's my cousin. Tell her Bram sent you. She'll treat you like family.
Not a bad idea. Especially since that wound needs cleaning.
Beast barely grazed me. But sure, could use a good rye. Nice and cool, you know, straight from a cellar.
Let's go.
Calling Roach, I'm back in the saddle, following Vesemir to the nearby village. And we start discussing what we've just seen regarding that griffin.
So, a griffin this close to the village? Strange.
My thoughts exactly. In a forest or the mountains, sure, but here? Near the main road.
Maybe it's the war. Corpses everywhere, the stench of blood, burnt flesh. Drives monsters crazy sometimes.
Men, too. We need to watch ourselves in White Orchard. And we should leave as soon as we learn anything.
Move it!
What happened to your mug?
Your gran told me about something. Lad were risen one day, so folk like a witch that was hunting nearby started poking him arsehole.
Well, we arrive at the tavern. Hopefully we'll find some clues here to the whereabouts of Yennefer.
Take that down before there's trouble.
That is a coat of arms, the Temerian lilies. They've a right to hang there.
This ain't Temeria no more, old man. It's Nilfgaard now.
My arse it is.
Witches?
I'll not drink with Weaverlaw's freaks.
Beg your pardon for those thugs.
No need. We're used to it.
Folk are jumpy round here. Armies just passed through. Now a griffin's prowling about.
Already had the pleasure. Ran into your kinsman, Bram.
Bram? How is he?
Alive. Sends his regards.
Master Witches. Food and drink on the house. What can I get you?
Let's cut to the chase and ask about Yennefer.
Looking for a woman. Raven-haired, violet eyes, dresses in black and white. Riding in from Willoughby. And, strange as it sounds, Lilac and Gooseberries might have smelled that.
I've not seen nor smelt such a lady. Believe I'd remember.
Yeah, especially hard to forget this one.
Plenty of travellers about, though. Folk from all over. Might be worth your while to ask after her.
Let's find out how her business is doing.
Pretty busy place you got.
Nations on the move. Some search for kin, others just want to get out of the way of the armies. They all need food, drink, and a night's rest in warmth.
So, war's been good for your trade?
Aye, so far. But it'd be best to know peace again. Times like these, you never know what tomorrow will bring.
I think it'd be good if we could belt that griffin for a bit of cash.
There a contract on that griffin?
Nay, not at the moment. Used to be. Soon as a beast had built a nest nearby, the alderman would start a collection, or go to the Lord for help. Now the aldermen don't use the privy without asking the Black One's permission first. And seems they hanged the Lord. So no contract.
Shame. We might have done something, but not for free.
Thanks. For everything.
Okay, so we didn't get a very warm welcome as we entered the tavern, did we? People, appears, do not like witches. However, the local townfolk do appear to be on edge. We had the army passing through, which that doesn't help, but also regions and places seem to be renamed for some reason, and people are not liking that. The Elderman, which is of course some sort of mayor, he's been hung, so I wonder why he's been killed. Did he disagree with the army or something? Maybe something worth investigating, I think.
Help you bandage that up?
Please. I'm not decrepit yet.
Then I'll ask about Yennefer.
Just remember, we'd rather not draw any attention.
I think we've already drawn enough attention, haven't we?
Black One's been out measuring the fields.
Let him measure. Better that than burning the harvest.
Drommel, you're dumber than a headless cockerel. Why are they marking
Well,
out
we
their
might as well
lines,
start
eh?
somewhere, so what about these two
Give it
peasants?
to the...
I'm looking for someone.
And we seek some peace and quiet.
Out of my face, freak. For your breath sours my beer.
Well, some little bit of a persuading with the Axie magic, I think.
Raven-haired woman dressed in black and white. Seen her? Talk.
Folks say the lady rode through the village a few days back. Galloping so fast she knocked Radabor into a ditch.
Which way did she go?
Dunno. Lots of tracks leading off the main road. Could have gone anywhere.
Oi, people! The freak's taken Micah's mind!
And I'll take your tongue if you don't shut up.
Ooh, if looks could kill. So it appears that Yennefer was going through a battle of hell through this village.
So special cards.
Okay, so maybe somebody
Wanna
at
play
this table
war?
might be able to help.
It's like to be near
Look
dawn
like they're
before you
playing a
get your
game of
in
cards, or
Malden.
trying to.
What a waste of time. The Earth shall revolve around the sun before you comprehend these rules.
Got a minute?
Why not? Aldert Geert, Assistant Professor in Contemporary History at Oxenfurt Academy.
Geralt of Rivia, Witcher with tenure. I'm looking for a woman. Long hair, dressed in black and white. Seen anyone like that?
Of course not. Unlike the populace, I know the horsewoman of war is pure poppycock.
I'm not exactly sure what he's talking about.
Horsewoman of war? What's that about?
Folk say an omen. A beautiful phantom rides the fields at night, looks as you described her. Armies follow her, and all who cross her path meet with misfortune.
I can vouch for the last bit. Know where they saw her?
No, facts interest me, not fairy tales.
Not a place I'd ever expect to find a scholar. Take it you're fleeing the war?
Quite the opposite. Chasing it. I'm headed for the front.
Tired of life?
I seek knowledge, which I value more than life itself. I've a thirst no dusty old tomes can quench. I wish to see the Nilfgaardian invasion with my own eyes, understand it, and record it all in my chronicle, my magnum opus.
Sounds like a bit of a pompous idiot, if you ask me.
Interesting. We need somebody to describe war, what it's really like. Not colorful banners and generals making moving speeches, but rape, violence, and thoughtless cruelty.
Ah, I see you lack the polish of the Academy. Rape and cruelty are details of no import to the war's course. Trinkets on the garment of conflict, one might say.
Tell that to the people whose houses burned down.
Yep, pompous idiot. Let's find out about the war then, shall we?
War reached Novigrad yet?
Nope, but it's only a matter of time. Nilfgaard on one bank, Redania on the other. Drooling over the city like dogs over a juicy bone.
Many a ruler's choked on that bone.
True. We value our liberty in Novigrad, and we know how to fight for it.
The scholars especially.
The sword is not the only weapon. Do not forget, architects from our academy designed the city walls. Walls no war machine has ever crumbled.
Okay, we're not getting anything out of this guy. Let's move on to the next table.
Gotta go. So long.
A moment, Witcher. You strike me as a man of the world. Are you familiar with Gwent?
No, and I don't have time to learn.
But the rules are quite simple. Come, let's play.
Well, he persuaded me to have a game of Gwent. Interesting. I'm not really one big on card games myself, but in the end, I beat him 2 rounds out of 3. First victory for the Witcher playing Gwent. And apparently there's a whole bunch of cards that you can collect throughout the realms of the game.
Well, you've a knack for this game. If you ever find yourself in Oxenfurt and wish to play a true master, ask for Stepan. A simple innkeep by trade, but a true maestro when it comes to Gwent.
I'll remember that. Thanks.
So the last table in this tavern is occupied by a Gunter O'Dim. Let's talk to him. Hopefully he's got some useful information.
Looking for a woman.
Like everyone.
Not like everyone. And not just any woman. Mine smells of lilac and gooseberries, dresses in black and white.
2 schnapsies. It'll lift your spirits.
Fine, I'll have a drink. Can we cut to the chase? You seen her or not?
Yennefer of Vengerberg.
Never mentioned her name.
Yet you described her perfectly. And once I hear something, I never forget. Can't help it.
How do you know Yennefer?
What a question. Master Dandelion's ballads, of course. The only way a humble merchant might hope to rub up against greatness. Unless, that is, he's as lucky as I am.
And runs into a very patient witcher.
Into Geralt of Rivia himself. The Butcher of Blaviken.
What do you do? Who are you?
A mangy vagrant. Gaunter O'Dim, at your service.
Vagrant? That a profession now?
Once a merchant of mirrors. The madding crowd dubbed me Master Mirror, or the Man of Glass.
Recognize me from Master Dandelion's ballads too?
To your health.
You seen Yennefer?
Deepest apologies, but I must ask. Is this about love?
Guessed it. It's love.
I knew it at once.
What do you know? Tell me.
Before you appeared, it never occurred to me that might have been Yennefer. Who would have thought?
Get to the point.
An Nilfgaardian scout from the local garrison saw her.
Where?
At their camp. She rode in there. Dark of night. Black and white. Gooseberries and... Yes, I know. Had a terse exchange with the garrison commander and raced off.
Where to?
I'm not omniscient. Ask at the garrison.
Thanks.
We men of the road must stick together. Perhaps one day I'll be in trouble and you'll be nearby to help.
Finally we have a clue, but before I head to the garrison, I want to check out the village first. But upon leaving the tavern, it looks like that some of the rowdy locals fancy a bit of witcher beating.
Done drinking?
Mm-hmm.
Then fuck off.
Don't want your kind here.
Better round up someone else to help. 3 of you don't stand a chance against me.
What? I could fuck you up by myself.
If I had a bag over my head and my hands tied behind... Actually, no, not even then.
Chet, Lesh, back off. I'll teach this vagrant a lesson. Man on freak.
Don't let her! You're dead!
Nice meeting you.
Well, that was fairly simple, even though their legs are floating in the air. I let them get away with a few punches before I started. Scouting the village, I find at one end Bram, the trader that we saved earlier.
We meet again.
Thank you for saving me. People say all kinds of things about witches, but I've always known yours to be an honorable guild.
So you managed to salvage some goods?
Yes, but I await the repair of my wagon. As time passes, my losses grow. Do you need something? I'll let it go half-free.
Well, it would be a bit rude not to have a peruse of his wares. I decided on this griffin decoction. No idea really what to do with it yet, or what it does, but simply because it had the word magic, I thought I'd buy it. I also thought that this weapon repair kit would come in useful too. In the middle of the village is this notice board with 6 notes on it. I accidentally pick up the first one, but I'm only really interested in 2. This one, which reads, Contract, Devil by the Well. Good folk, I know there's a war on and every man's got trouble enough of his own, but perhaps there's one of you who could help a father in need. You all surely know the well in the ruined village, and the devil that guards it with a jealous fury. And if you don't, well, come ask and I will tell you all about it. Whoever drives that monster away from the well will get a fat purse full of gold. Just don't tarry, for it's an urgent matter. Odilon. The other notice reads, Brother missing. Bastien, my brother, went off to fight the Black Ones. I've reason to think he stood in a great battle nearby. He's not returned to this day. Like many others, you'll say, and you'll be in the right. But if he fell, and I know it's like he did, I'd give him up to the ground at least. Like our fathers have done always, I'll bury him neath the barrow where our parents lie, not leave his corpse to be ate by the corpses prowling the battleground. So I seek a man, brave, able with a sword, and willing to venture out with me to find Bastien. I won't pay much, for I have not much to give, but I'm not stingy with my gratitude and sure to show plenty. Any man willing to help, look for a raised hut along the road to White Orchard, just near the bridge. I've made camp there. Dune Valdinvert. Devil by the Well sounds an interesting mission, so I go and track down Odilon.
Greetings, good man. Having trouble with your well? That's what I read.
Aye. 'Tis haunted. Has been for a good 20 years.
20? So why'd you put out a notice just now?
'Cause earlier on we drew our water from the river. But so many corpses floating in it after the battle it's turned noxious. My daughter Mandy drank half a pitcher. Fell dreadful ill, can't keep nothing down. She grows worse by the day. Herbalist claims you fight a fever with drink. And not beer nor cider, but water. Clear, pure water. And where am I to get that if not from the well? But first, the ghost's got to be driven away. And it don't let any man near.
This ghost. Describe it for me.
Well, it's awful frightening. Awful.
I meant, what does it look like?
It looks like a woman, but fresh from the grave. Wears a dirty dress, all rags, its skin flaking off its bones, and it howls like it's suffering.
Some wraith. Or maybe an alp.
If you don't wallop it, Master. If you don't take care of it, that is, it'll come kill me daughter.
Fine, I'll help. Where's this well?
In Havel. A settlement on the heights. It's abandoned now. No one ventures there on account of the ghost being about. Drive it off. Please.
So Odolin's daughter's been drinking from the river water, which is plagued with death and disease. And unfortunately, the well that you would normally use has been haunted by a spirit for many a year. When I arrive at the village, I can see it in the distance and approach with caution.
The infamous well. A new wraith. Wonder what it's doing here. Strange, she's not attacking.
Being a new witcher myself, I draw my silver sword, but unfortunately it just kind of tickles it. So instead I crack open the witcher magic but it's of no good. I can't fend off the strikes from this evil spirit. I decide to use Arden, the magic trap, see if that's any good. And what I do notice is that as soon as she walks into the trap, she becomes solid. And I think that is the answer to defeating this spirit. Then more arrive. But I soon overcome them with a few swipes of the sword. I do notice that just the sword on its own does some damage, but not a lot. But I think I've got my work cut out for me here. I'm losing health pretty quickly. A bit of a conundrum about which spell to use next. But just as I'm about to give up and run,
She'll be back tomorrow. Something's keeping her here.
After getting my butt kicked, I thought I'd take a look at the bestiary guide. And it says here, she can disorientate her victim by blinding him and creating mirror images of herself. These copies slowly suck their victim's life energy while their mistress remains untouchable. In order to defeat her, the Witcher could not rely on his silver sword alone. The Ardin sign would also be needed to trap her and force her to take on her material form. So I had the right idea, it's just that I was terrible at doing it. And I also found this information. On particularly searing summer days when the sun reaches its zenith, wraiths will at times appear, resembling sun-scorched women dressed in long white robes. These are noon wraiths, the spirits of young women and girls who died violent deaths right before their weddings. Driven mad with pain or anger, They wander the fields searching for the unfaithful lovers or backstabbing rivals, though they will kill anyone who does not get out of their way in time. They are often held in this world by some object of intense emotional significance. That is why, if one ever finds a wedding ring or torn veil in the middle of a field, one should not pick it up, but instead back away as quickly as possible.
Something's tied the Noonwraith to this place. An object. Something she needs before she'll leave this world.
So using my Witcher senses, I investigate the area, looking for the object that binds her to the well.
Noonwraith won't stray too far from the well. Bloodstains, barely visible. Someone was dragged this way. Someone who was still alive. A man, stabbed with a knife, died on the spot. Animals fed on his body, picked his skeleton clean. More bloodstains over there. But it's not his blood. A journal might be useful.
It's happened! Volker sent a petition of our grievances against the Lord to the court at the Vesemir. Listed all the harm he's done to us. How he killed Johann for not taking off his cap quick enough. How he trampled our fields when drunk when nary a thought of repayment. How he barged in during Peter's wedding and demanded his right of the first night. Now we've finally got what we begged Melitelli for in our prayers for so long. The judge recognised our grievances and waived all our bonds and duties to the Lord. We can now finally strike out on our own. At last we can live as a free men. The first day of our freedom. Hovel's not much of a village yet, but to my mind it's better than the most fantastic palace. Volker fumed our home with witch hazel smoke to drive out evil, buried a marten under the gate to make sure no thieves crossed our threshold. And then he gave me a bracelet, loveliest I've ever seen. Mother said it's foolish to spend so much on a bauble when we haven't ploughs nor hoes, and that we ought to return it to the merchant. Over my dead body, I'll never take it off. It'll always be there to remind me of Volker, of how happy we were that day. They say the Lord is coming to see us, that he wants to make a deal, to beg us to return to the village. They say he's calmed down since his son died, that he's no longer quick to anger about small slights. Well, we'll see. One way or another, I've no intention to move 1 inch from here.
That bracelet might be what ties the woman's spirit to this place. Bodies dried to a crisp. Signs of burns. Noonwraith did this. Palm prints in blood. Small hands. A woman's. Someone dragged her out. She was wounded. Fought for her life. No body in sight, but might still find some tracks. Under the right conditions, bloodstains can remain visible for decades. Another print by the well. Bloodstains. Almost faded. But the line's taut. Something's not right. A corpse, hanged by the bucket rope. Woman the journal belonged to. Must be. Wide pelvis, small jaw. A woman. Around 30, judging by the teeth. Left arm's missing. Need to cremate the remains. Gotta find the object that binds her to this place before I do, though. Was she wearing the bracelet from her husband? Might be why her arm fell off. Gotta jump down there. Hope I don't break my legs.
So looking down, I see that it's not very far, and I hit the water. Having a quick look round to see if anything's down here. And then I dive. And there it is. I reach down and pick up the bracelet.
Lucky not to come up empty-handed. A bracelet with an inscription. To Claire, From Volker. Bracelet must have belonged to the woman in the well. Lovely craftsmanship, but I'll have to burn it with the body to get rid of the Noon Wraith for good. Better do it near the well.
Now found the bracelet, it's time to find a way out. And all I can find were these underwater tunnels.
Need to prepare for this fight. Brew some wraith oil, drink some potions.
Well, wraith oil and potions is stuff that I do not have. I've got a tawny owl potion or two, but I don't think that's going to really help us here. And wraith oil, what the hell's that? Anyway, I end up going back to the village and setting fire to the body.
And the bracelet. Igni.
That is one ugly spirit.
Hey, I think it worked.
So again we combat the wraith. But this time we know what to do for sure. Ardan's spell to use a magic track so she becomes solid. Much better. Wow, I almost died. But I did it.
She's gone. For good.
I pick up the Noon Wraith trophy and head back to Odlum.
Job done. The well was haunted by the ghost of a woman who was killed there. I drove it away.
I just hope every unburied wretch don't start haunting us. Well, that battlefield's gonna cause us a heap of trouble.
If they do, you know who to contact. Meanwhile, Claire, Volker, names ring a bell?
I don't know him. Though I did hear our herbalist Tamira mention a Claire once. Same one, maybe? Your reward, Master Witcher. The gold I'd hid away for Mandy's dowry. Without you, she'd never have lived to wed. Now, there's hope for it, at least.
At this point, doubt I'll ever marry. You keep the coin from Mandy, her wedding. Raise a toast to my health then.
Thank you, Master Witcher. Them's warm words, you've a good heart. But I can't let you go empty-handed. Take this, at least. For life.
Ooh, an amethyst. No idea what you do with one of those. But I couldn't take his money, it just didn't seem right. Ooh, and we completed the quest. Excellent. If you enjoyed watching this video, please give it a thumbs up and a comment below. I know the game is a few years old now. Might not get very many views. It's quite a long video, but I've not done anything like this before where I'm actually commenting on top of my gameplay, trying to dictate the story to you guys. So let us know what you think. Is it something that I should continue doing? Did you enjoy it? All that kind of thing. Let us know in the comments below, and of course don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.
I think those plums are wreaking havoc on my gut.